Award-winning natural bodybuilder and international executive chef Ramel Griardi shares his best recipes for building strength. Sports performance trainer and nutrition expert Joe Arco coaches us through the nutritional components of those recipes and shares his knowledge working with professional athletes.
Most people don't think of combining fish and lentils together, but thanks to Body Fuel Chef Ramel, we have a fantastic way of showing you how to put together a seared halibut with some lentils to not only fuel your body, provide you with muscle-building protein, but satisfy your taste buds as well.
You know what, Joe? It's not just gonna taste good, it's gonna look good, and it's gonna be sexy.
Nice.
You know what, we're gonna start off with a nice 4-layered effect here. Yeah, we're gonna start off with a little bit of tomato sauce on the bottom, a little pool of tomato sauce, some nice lentils on the top of that, and then we're gonna go spinach, and then the halibut. Now, we're gonna place a little bit of lemon and lime rind onto this.
What are we making here?
A little marinade.
Okay, so that's gonna be the marinade for our halibut.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have some nice lime here.
Now, how much fish do you normally eat in a given week?
At least 5 meals a week.
Now, a lot of people, it's very important to incorporate a lot of healthy fish into the diet, and some people don't really like a lot of fish. For those, the athletes that I work with or clients that I work with, one thing that I usually start them off with is something a little lighter tasting, like a tilapia or a halibut here. So if you're not a big fish fan, but you want to get the benefits of the fish, which is such a high protein, low fat, protein source, try starting with a dish like this, like a halibut or a tilapia.
No. Now, if you could just hold that for a second here.
So we have some lemon and lime rind here.
Yes.
Now, what are we using the rind for?
The rind and from the lemon and lime is actually where most of the flavors are.
Okay.
Most of the oils are actually there too.
Okay.
So when you're looking at flavoring for lemon or lime,
always important to add the rind as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you want the flavors, it's actually where most of the flavor builds.
So most of the flavors don't actually come from the juice?
No, it actually comes from the actual rind itself.
Interesting.
So we have some lemon, some lime in there.
Okay.
We're gonna add a little bit of dill.
Dill and halibut, or dill and fish in general, just always blend so well together.
Very well together, actually. And a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Now, will this help kind of blend everything together and stick it all to the fish?
That's exactly what we're doing it for. We're gonna add our fish in there.
Okay.
And if you could just stir that around a little bit.
Now, this is gonna be our marinade for the fish. Now, how long should we keep this in here for?
You know what, you don't need it for that long. It's a very light fish. You might wanna keep it for maybe about 5 minutes or so.
So what are we going to be throwing in the pot here?
We're going to add a little bit of tomato sauce.
Now, can you use
tomato juice, actually.
Tomato juice, okay.
And we're going to make a slurry, Joe.
Now, what's a slurry?
A slurry is cornstarch and water.
Okay.
Now, there's other thickeners as well, too. There's something called a roux, which is a fat or a butter or oil, if you want, and flour. And also, there's what's called a lyonnaise or cream and a little bit of egg.
So today we're just going to use this cornstarch and a little bit of water.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
now we got a little dancing going on here.
We have some dancing going on. Why don't you throw in those halibut?
Okay.
Let it dance around there. So sear it off on both sides. Now that's a fire. Look at that, eh?
So we have a little bit of heat going on here.
That's perfect, Joe.
Nice.
You know what? If you're gonna make some magic, this is the magic right here.
You know what? If you can't handle the heat in the kitchen,
get out of the kitchen. That's exactly
So we got some boiling going on here.
Perfect. Grab me that bowl.
Sure. Here you go. So this should only take a few minutes per side, right?
Exactly. Actually, you can start to turn it over now.
We already have some nice coloring going on there. Okay. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna place this inside the oven now.
Okay.
Why don't you hold?
I will hold that for you. So we're gonna place that in the oven for approximately how long did you say?
Between 10 and 12 minutes, Joe.
Okay, so that won't take too long. We're gonna continue with this here.
Exactly. Could you grab me a little bit of water there, Joe?
Sure, just tell me when. One of the benefits of incorporating tomatoes into the diet is the lycopene, which is the antioxidant, the anti-cancer agent. You actually need some fat to absorb that lycopene. So we've soaked these overnight. We've cooked these for about 12 to 15 minutes.
We have a little bit of olive oil going on there too.
Put in our pan here. So we got some garlic. Adds a lot of nice flavor.
And some basil.
How much basil are we putting in?
Just about,
teaspoon or so?
Teaspoon or so.
Okay.
And some nice onions.
Okay.
So, I always say you want to build those flavors up. So actually, you know what? Let's throw all the onions.
Throw them in. Let's go. Okay. Now we don't want to burn these.
No, you just want it to
We're going to caramelize. So we're going to get these nice and brown.
A little bit of salt, a little pepper. Always have your salt and pepper.
Okay.
And we're gonna add our lentils.
So now that we have these pre-cooked lentils in the pan, they could be a little bit of, they're a little blah. So we're gonna add, adding the garlic and the onions to this will be a nice way to kind of infuse some flavors into this. Now, lentils are an absolute powerhouse, carb source. Not only low carbohydrates, but they're also very high in fiber. They're also great for reducing blood pressure, but they're an amazing energy source for working out.
And on top of all this, we're gonna add a little bit of what's called tomato concassé. Well, the real tomato concassé, you actually have to boil the tomatoes.
Right.
And then just get them to a boil, take them out very quickly, put them in a cold water bath, and then peel the layer
like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Okay, let's take
so
a
instead, it's exactly what I was thinking of, a nice shortcut. So we have this beautiful tomato here, and we're gonna take the tomato, we're just gonna take off the insides, the seeds.
Now, what's the benefit of taking off, that's kind of more the liquidy part and the seedy part of the tomato.
And actually, this is just for looks, and
Gotcha.
I like the look, and it's gonna look a lot better than just having all those seeds.
So we already have some of them cut up here. You want me to add these to the
Yep,
pan?
and you add a little bit more here to it.
Okay, so throw those in. Adding some nice color to these lentils as well.
So, as you can tell, look at those. Elie actually looks like he's a pro at this.
I'm not the pro chef, but he's teaching me. He's teaching me a thing or two here.
So now we have our lentils, we have our tomato sauce, our halibut's inside now.
Nice.
You know what? Now we got to have that middle layer in there.
I am assuming that's going to be the spinach.
That's exactly true.
Nice.
So with the spinach, we're gonna add a little bit of shallots. Shallots?
What are shallots? I mean, I'm assuming they're part of the onion family.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Now, why are we using shallots instead of just a normal either a red onion or a white onion?
Actually, shallots are really nice because it has a lot more sweetness inside of it, a lot more sugars inside of it. It's gonna bring out a little bit more flavors in that.
Excellent.
So we're gonna take this and we're gonna slice this up.
Now, I don't have the cutting skills yet, so I'm hoping a few more episodes with you and I'll be a pro. Now, we're going to be sauteing those.
We're gonna saute this with a
You
little
want
bit of
some heat
garlic
on
as well
here?
too. Yes, please.
Okay, so let's get that going.
So let's have this to the side.
Okay, so I'll turn this off. We'll transfer that over here.
Perfect.
We're ready to
A little
go.
bit more olive oil.
Some olive oil in the pan. So we're actually going to take the shallots, stir fry those a little bit,
Yep.
and then the spinach is going to go in there as well.
Exactly. But first of all, too, let's throw a little bit more garlic
A
in there.
little more garlic can't hurt.
And they say garlic has some medicinal purposes.
You know what? It's been used medicinally for over 300 years, and of the top 20 power foods, it's on that list. So definitely on a daily basis, trying to incorporate some garlic into the diet.
So we're gonna add the garlic. You know what? Let's add a little bit of basil in there too. Why
Add
not?
some flavors in there. So we're gonna get this nice and hot. We're gonna get this garlic cooking. I can already start smelling that halibut right now. There we go. We got some sizzle going on.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. And now we're gonna add our
Shallots. Okay, so these are gonna kind of cook for a little bit. Not too long, not just enough to kind of soften them up, get them caramelized. Okay. Now I'm looking forward to this entire layer. There's so many different flavors, textures going on here. We have that crunchiness from the lentils. We have a nice liquidness from here. And as opposed to making like a salad with the spinach, we're actually gonna wilt those away a little bit.
We're gonna wilt them away just a little
saute
bit.
them away, and throw on that nice halibut on top.
Now, Joe, you don't want to caramelize it too long. You
Okay.
just want to break it up a little bit. And all you want to do is you want to soften that up a little bit. Now, that with our spinach. Now, spinach doesn't take that long to cook. It's about not even 2 minutes, not even a minute. And actually, it's going to draw out a lot of the water, a lot of the moisture inside that spinach.
Now, if you want to talk about power foods, you're looking at one of the best power foods right here. Now, dark leafy green vegetables such as kale or collards or spinach are so high and packed with nutrients and vitamins. Spinach is a very great source of calcium, great source of vitamin A, vitamin K, and folic acid. So if you're watching what you eat, you want to incorporate a lot of power foods into the diet, you're working out, trying to rebuild, make sure to incorporate some spinach as much as you can.
Actually, we use what's called a slurry.
A slurry. So we have a nice slurry here with our tomato sauce.
So the tomato sauce with the slurry,
Excellent.
we're just gonna take this tomato sauce, run it around.
So we've
just
thickened it up a little bit.
Okay.
What's
and then
next on the layers?
We're gonna get those lentils.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Those.
Beautiful. Nice lentils.
Just placing those down. This is such a
them down
great
in the
meal. Whether it be lunchtime, dinner time, post-workout, you're looking to build some muscle, you're looking to stay lean. This is an absolute fabulous, fabulous meal to choose from.
Beautiful.
Grab that.
Grab that. Grab
Our
this.
power food, we have our spinach.
Perfect.
Now that smells amazing. So as opposed to just having regular, sauteed spinach, we've added some of the shallots. We had a little bit of garlic in there, some spices. That smells fantastic.
And see how the colors start working together, Joe?
They're looking absolutely fantastic.
Some nice spinach, some onions in there, some garlic. Not just the actual colors, but actually the flavors start to build up here as well too. So you have a little bit more complex flavorings here, Joe.
Nice. Then the star of the show.
The star of the show,
The halibut.
yes. The halibut.
Now, we have about a 6-ounce two 6-ounce pieces of halibut here, and that's going to give you about 45 grams of protein and only about 2.5 grams of fat, which is great for building muscle.
So Joe, we're gonna take our halibut.
You're just dying not to let that fall apart, aren't you? It's killing you. It's killing you.
You know what?
You're not gonna do it.
Even if it does fall apart, it doesn't really matter, Joe, because you know what? We're gonna place that piece here.
It looks like you've done this before. This looks like something that I get from a restaurant.
It's exactly what we used to do in restaurants as well too. Look at that.
That looks fantastic.
Not just that, it is sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is unbelievably sexy.
And you know what? A lot of times when I have like a nice lady friend over and I
Trying
want
to
to go
impress
with
her?
exactly. You want to impress her, you want to have something like this on there, a little bit of chives, just getting that nice height in that plate. And look at that plate.
Now
That
we have
is
a
one very sexy plate.
That is a very sexy plate, but not only that, but it is packed with powerful nutrients, low carbohydrate, high fiber carbohydrates as well with the lentils. We have some power nutrients from our spinach, plus that high protein, muscle building amino acids and protein from our halibut.
You know what? This is something that you pay an arm and a leg for in one of those fancy restaurants I used to work at. Like this is the type of layering effect that we used to do, which is the tomato sauce just dancing on the bottom there. Then you have your lentils, then you have your spinach, and then to top it all off, that beautiful white halibut. It's just gorgeous.
You know what really amazes me? You taught us how to do this all in about 15 minutes. That is unbelievable.
15 minutes,
15
Joe.
minutes to have a nice gourmet quality meal that looks absolutely amazing, but gives you all the nutrients that you need, the protein, the proper carbohydrates, the fats, plus all the antioxidants and the vitamins and minerals from the spinach in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
That's all you need. Healthy meal to help you build muscle, stay fit.